on for a couple of more years. And there are going to be some good matches yet tonight. Here we go in the All-Star meet at 126 between the number 1 ranked man in the blue All-Star uniform, Terry Brands of Iowa, against the number 3 ranked man, Shawn Charles of Arizona State. This is one of only 2 matches where the number 2 man or the number 1 man where both of them are not in the match. But Shawn Charles of Arizona State in the red.
Both very physical wrestlers. Terry Brands likes to intimidate by working on the head, and Shawn Charles won't be intimidated tonight. He's been around now a couple of years, and he's just a young man that loves to wrestle, and he's just gotten better and better, Doug. I'm not surprised after we've seen him on Iowa Public Television. I'm not surprised that he has matured and is in this meet.
In on the leg.
Don't for it.
Brands.
Don't for it. We're okay.
Chad Crow is the official doing the talking here with the match ref. Mike Pyle in the second time around. No score yet. No advantage yet for Brands. Now there is. 2-0 Brands. That's potentially dangerous, according to Chad Crow. Now there's Tom Brands, Terry's brother, and he's getting ready for what is the most anticipated match probably in this meet. The rematch at 134 between Tom Brands and Alan Freed.
To give you any indication of his feelings about it, he said this NWCA All-Star meet is really neat. We get to eat some good food, we get a ring, and that's all nice. A lot of people don't ever get to experience these. But it's a friendly atmosphere, and I don't like friendly atmospheres.
Terry Brands now, his brother out at 126, has taken the lead over Shawn Charles 2-0. As we said, we're not keeping a team score here, but the red team is composed almost entirely of Big 8 wrestlers, Oklahoma State, Iowa State, and the Big 10 dominates the blue team.
And you can bet each conference is trying to make a case here, Doug.
You bet.
He's got the uniform.
And Rich Powers at UNI is on the blue team. Another potentially dangerous armbar.
Shawn Charles is the lone Pac-10 representative out of Arizona State, but Arizona State has been a very powerful and strong team in the past several years under Bobby Douglas, who's the Olympic coach this year. But there's some programs coming up. In fact, Mark Johnson out at Oregon State is bringing the Oregon State Beavers along, and Pac-10 is going to be a conference that continues to improve. If they continue to get coaches like that out there, like Mark Johnson and Bobby Douglas.
Charles is out to make it 2-1 on the escape. And Chad Crow calls time here to allow Charles to get his headgear back in place with 1 minute and 8 seconds to go in the first period. Terry Brands rode Charles for 51 seconds after the first takedown. And as always with these Iowa wrestlers, very, very aggressive. You see a cast there, I believe, on Shawn Charles' hand.
In fact, that was brought to Shawn Charles by Terry Brands. There's the takedown, a low. He did that nice. He set it up, dropped down to the legs, and got the 2 points.
Deep outside, low shot.
Talking about that cast there on Shawn Charles' arm. Brands broke the hand of Shawn Charles in a 7-5 victory in the Midlands just a month ago.
So Charles has been coming back. He did wrestle against Iowa State and won.
Watch your angle.
Back in the line again. That tough hammer lock over there. The bar arm with 15 seconds to go in the first period. Rams leads 4-1.
They don't get much more physical than Terry Brands at 126. He's very, very physical and strong for that weight class. He's been able to hold it for a couple, 3 years now, and he's a dominant force at that weight. You're going to have to go and be awful physical if you're going to go with Terry Brands.
Let's see that takedown from the first period there.
Sets it up. Look at that. He just shucks the arm by, drops down to the ankle, covers both legs, comes up for the 2 points.
And he happened to catch Charles in midair as well, so it made it 4-1.
Just a little post action there on the arm and a drop down, lowering his level into the legs. It was very nice execution by Terry Brands.
Second period, 4-1, Brands leads. And Charles let Brands go. He'd rather be on his feet with him than riding it. 5-1 now is the score. Charles made a shot. He didn't have any chance with it. And Brands dominates him on the counter. It's 7-1. Favor of Brands. point. There's Dan Gable. You think he's excited? Even though he's not
I know he would be throwing the meat started. He was on the edge. Right here, a little shot, half-hearted shot by Shawn Charles, but Terry Brands is able to post ahead, snap around, and even though Charles comes and spins around and faces him, Terry changed direction, went the other way for the 2 points. Real nice job of action-reaction by Terry Brands.
Set top man.
Official sets him up. Brands comes to the top, leading 7-2, goes right out front. He's feeling very confident. Now it's 9-3.
It's a nice job by Shawn Charles. He got in low, got the ankles, and kept driving through. He didn't stop. Got the 2 points.
Just shows that you don't want to put him out of this match. He's up awfully high right now, though, and Brands wants to shake him off.
No change it now, Blue. Relax, relax, relax. Easy, guys, easy. Go.
There's Melvin Douglas.
Assistant coach at Arizona State, hopeful Olympian, and helping Bobby Douglas down there, and here coaching Shawn Charles from the side. You know,
unofficial coach
you bet.
over there.
I mean, there's a lot of unofficial coaches out in this crowd of almost 9,000, if not more.
Now it's 10-5. Big second period here. 2 takedowns for Brands and 1 for Charles.
Oh, very nice execution by Shawn Charles to almost get a takedown. But Terry Brands was able to keep his head in his good position. And
again, a low single by Shawn Charles, but Brands is over the back.
What's the knee? Both of them. No, we're going up.
That's dangerous, says Chad Crow, and he brings them to their feet with 38 seconds to go.
Charles is doing a nice job. There's Russ Hellickson and Craig Turnbull, coaches for the blue team.
Again, Charles comes under, but he flattened out, and Brands went right across the back again, counted him, and the official Chad Crow immediately called a stalemate there. 10-5. The blue team's Terry Brands of Iowa leading. 20 seconds to go.
Score.
On the edge. You can score out there, and in fact, Brands did, because I think Shawn Charles gave up a little bit too quick.
You want injury time? Let's go now. Take position.
On the replay, controlling the head. Look at that. Underneath the arm, controlling the head, put a lot of pressure on, so therefore Charles can't come up to a good base. Now, he just sits down. Terry knows right where he is, has the toes in, and gets the 2 points. You got to know where you're at the mat, because you can, on the mat, because you can make a difference out there and score.
12-5, and there will be no escape here at the end of the second period. And it's a 7-point lead for Terry Brands. There's Russ Hellickson. Interesting thing about Russ Hellickson, you know, he has in the past been critical of the Brands for their roughness in matches, but he said he'll just stay out of their way here. It's not his business to get in their way in this meet. And so there's Terry Brands out in the match, and Russ Hellickson watching, and Tom Brands warming up to go against Alan Freed. 12-6 after the escape.
No, center.
For Shawn Charles. The Reds against the Blues, all-stars, the best wrestlers in the United States, head-to-head at Carver Hawkeye Arena. They're not keeping a team score, but the blue team has a lot of Iowa Hawkeyes on it. The red team has a lot of Oklahoma State Cowboys and Iowa State Cyclones.
Nothing yet.
Brands in position for another takedown, 14-6.
Release him. We're not neutral yet. We're not neutral. One.
Now the escape.
Let's start. Stop. Tie your shoes. Just set him through and out again.
A minute 25 to go. 126 pounds. Chad Crow stopped the action to get Shawn Charles to tie his shoe. He initiated that, so of course it was not the strategic shoe tie that the tactical shoe tie that some of the fans in Carver Hawkeye thought it was. On their feet, a 7-point advantage for Brands. Carver Hawkeye Arena on College Wrestling Iowa Public Television, one of our primetime specials. I'm Doug Brown with Tim Johnson. We're really tickled to be here to bring you the matches between the best wrestlers in the country. Another takedown for Brands. And another.
18-8. So what Shawn Charles is saying is that, hey, you're not giving me reaction time. I can't even have time to face him. But the referee is calling that they're broken and that the Brands can get in and after it for the 2 points. And he's been able to have his way in most of this match, Brands has.
We're just about through here. 50 seconds in this match. 18-8 lead for, 18-9 lead for Brands. His brother Tom is coming up next, just about ready to go against Alan Freed in that much anticipated rematch at 134.
Go.
In just a few moments here on public television. Brands got off balance, and Shawn Charles comes up with a leg. Now he has to finish this. He doesn't have the takedown. See what Brands can do against it. Roll, didn't work. Charles got the 2. But there's the reversal for Brands.
He keeps getting after it. The thing about Terry Brands,
10 seconds. Go.
he just keeps coming at you.
Boy, I'll tell you.
And I have a feeling he's going to keep coming after every wrestler he faces until he wins the NCAA championship.
22 to 13. Pretty hard to keep score after all that, but that's 9 takedowns for Terry Brands. And a reversal. And the winner at 126 pounds for the National Wrestling Coaches All-Star Meet is Terry Brands of Iowa over Shawn Charles of Arizona State. And Iowa has men in the first 5 weights, and the first 2 of those have won. Here's Tommy Brands taking off his T-shirt, getting ready to go for this big rematch that everybody's been waiting for with Alan Freed. Brands is ranked number 1, Freed number 2 from Oklahoma State, although in the Midlands last month, Alan Freed happened to catch Tom Brands in a headlock and upset him with a pin 42 seconds into the match. And away they go again. Here's Freed, boom! Just to show people that he's not kidding around, that it isn't an accident. He's a tough wrestler.
Well, Alan Freed is a very good position wrestler. He's in and out, he's bang, bang. He likes to get in and out and play takedown, let him up, because he's very, very good at keeping good position and getting the opponent out of position. And when you can do that against Tom Brands, you're for real.
2-on-1 tie-up for Tom Brands on the edge. They're both out of bounds. Now, Tom Brands has never lost in this hall. He's never lost at Carver Hawkeye Arena. He won the national championship for the 2nd time here last year.
You'd have to say that everything is set for Tom Brands right here. Coming out from that pin in the Midlands, getting pinned, never losing here with a partisan crowd and an all-star meet. The table's set for Tom Brands and Alan Freed to have a tremendous match.
After that little tussle there with Brands taking a shot, Freed losing his balance on the counter, you have the underhook, almost front headlock situation with Brands, but they're back in the neutral tie-up now.
This is the kind of match that the margin of error is so small, Doug, that you know, there's Don Brands right there. He's getting pretty excited about the match right there. And what I was saying was this margin of error is so small that any mistake, it could be the mistake that cost you the match. It's that close.
Tough underhook, that wizard.
Work in.
Drive against each other there.
In.
2 men with fast reactions and lots of power. A minute 50, and we've only gone a minute into this match so far. 2-1 in favor of Freed in the red of Oklahoma State. Here's Brands coming behind. He now leads for the team.
That was a nice job of reaction there by Tom Brands to turn that into 2 points for him because it was off the shot of Alan Freed.
Work in those. You're still in.
3-2.
You're on bottom, Red.
That's Dan Gable. He's not coaching tonight, but he's right out there on the edge of the mat on the side.
First off the shot, he posts the arm right there, spins around, and comes in for the double leg from behind.
Freeze on bottom, go on top, use the optional start. Go ahead.
3-2. In the blue uniform, Tom Brands, the 2-time national champion. These men have met before. They're even up.
Stay in.
Tough ride by Tom Brands. He won't let Freed get any base under him at all.
Headgear, he's almost flying. Yeah, he's all right, he's all right. Work the in. Work the in. Okay.
Out of bounds. Freed's wrestling headgear was down in his eyes a little bit there.
Well, you notice Tom Brand's riding tough here, and that's something that, you know, if you're going to improve in college, is one of the areas that you really look at, because you don't come out of high school a great rider. And Tom Brand has improved as 3-3. I'm sure that Coach Gable, as he looks and what can I improve, let's get riding time. That's one more point, you know.
We're back at it again here, even up 3-3 with 56 seconds to go in the first period between Tom Brands and Alan Freed. Tom Brands in the blue in this all-star meet. National Wrestling Coaches Association. Freed of Oklahoma State in the red took the shot. Fell a little bit short. Boy, you want to make them when you make them, because if you don't, somebody's going to counter you. Brands in on the legs. Can he do it? He did.
Tremendous job of adjusting his position right there. Tom went in. A lot of people, after they go in on that initial shot, would have flattened out, maybe started over, come back. What Tom did was adjusted his position, came up, brought his hips underneath him, then came back around for the 2 points. Cut the corner really nice.
And he takes the lead. That's the first lead for Brands, 5-3.
That was wonderful execution there by Tom Brands.
And he has more than a minute of riding time. He's been very tough on Freed from the top position.
Well, you know, see, he knows he has riding time now. I think that was a goal of his to get it on Alan Freed.
Brands begin to look very tough in those tie-ups at the end of the first period. There's the Brands twins' mother.
Freeze on bottom.
Very excited. Second period starts. It's Brands on the bottom.
Wait for me then, all right?
It's his turn to start under.
Okay. Freeze on bottom. Go ahead on top.
Freed begins. He wants to put the leg in, but he's not able to do it.
Rest control.
Brands is where he wants to be, and he comes out.
That was all about getting his hips underneath him and in controlling the hands. Then he drops back into the 2 points
and takes a 4-point lead. Impressive here for Tom Brands against Alan Freed of Oklahoma State.
Real workman-like fashion by Tom Brands.
An 8-4 lead for Brands. Here's a warning against Freed on the bottom by Mark Pyle, referee.
Keep working, John. Both of you.
One of those situations where Freed, you know, you might want to say, you want to be down here.
Well, you know what you're seeing is Alan Freed's head on the mat. And anytime you see somebody's head on the mat, especially against somebody like Tom Brands, there's problems.
A failed arm drag there by Alan Freed. He still trails by 3. And Brands has been taking the play away from Alan Freed here in the second period, late in the first period, and definitely in the second period.
Keep working.
You know, another thing we forget about these young men we're looking at, these are future Olympians. You know that in 1996, there's a bunch of these that their eligibilities are done, and you're looking at 2 of them right here. You're looking at an Olympic coach and an Olympic champion right there in Dan Gable. But Tom Brands, Alan Freed, you're going to hear a lot about him in NCAA and international wrestling, as you will a lot of these wrestlers. But the key is that they should be trying out this year in 1992. Get a trials behind them and challenge some of the contenders right now. I think that's a message that USA Wrestling wants to get out.
National Wrestling Coaches Association, the front headlock, and then come around, posted the head. Brand got the takedown and leads 10-5.
There's a happy mom. She's excited. Look at that. Stuffing the head, controlling the head, spinning around, and then driving through the hips, dropping down to the ankles, 2 points. All the time attacking those hips and the legs.
10-5, and Brands has been very good on top. He has almost 2 minutes of riding time, Tim. And we're not quite through the second period. Now we are. 10-5 in favor of Tom Brands over Alan Freed.
You know, when you ride somebody out, you just take the hope right out of their whole match. When you let them up, sometimes there's always hope for that throw, but when you're grinding them into the mat, Doug, it just kind of takes the hope away, and you really do something to the bottom man psychologically.
Well, now Freed starts the bottom here, and he has got to come out to have any chance at all. He has to get out in one of those
Work in. No, relax. You're on bottom
upper body positions that he can work, but Franz has countered him extremely well in this second period. The second period is the difference here.
Freeze red.
10-5 with more than 2 minutes of riding time for Brands.
I'm a caution on top. Can't plow in. We're going to wait for the whistle. Okay? Get on easy. Take a position, red. Wait till I tell you, Freeze. Wait till I tell you. Freeze. Go ahead.
Freed on the bottom. And Brands goes right at him the same as he has, controlling him from the top. Blocks the leg down. He's really working hard on the top.
It's a tremendous job, right?
At this moment, we are experiencing difficulty with our delayed broadcast of college wrestling, the NWCA All-Star Meet, being held in Iowa City. The program will be restored in just a moment, so please stay tuned. Again.
Okay. Well, I'm sorry we had a power out.